All right, want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, Bashem Wakakwadash. Want to give double honor to the apostles, the GMS that ruleth well. And peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect. And again, want to say Koholo Yahbashem Yahushua for giving us the light to see amongst these times which we live in a dark world. This is going to be into the, the activities that Esau leads us and has confused us at. And was watching Neely Fuller Jr. And he goes into the the activities that the so-called white supremacy, which is the Edomite supremacy. This is Esau's kingdom. But you go into the book of Daniel and Revelation, that tell you, by Babylon, Jeremiah 51, Jeremiah 50, Isaiah 47, Revelation 18, Revelation 19 as well. And I believe Daniel, the second chapter as well. But further, this is, the wicked infrastructure, the empire, which has deceived the world. And Esau has misled and told the world to two of the biggest lies, that we are not Israelites, you so-called Negro, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, and that he's not the biblical Edomites. So basically, he has cast down, the Bible, and pretty much, now people are blinded and confused, and now they just think, everybody's a human being, everybody's equal, there's no, you can't say this, you can't blame this, you can't blame that, you can't point the finger, things happen to everybody. Nah, it doesn't work like that. So, we as a nation fell, Jeremiah 17:4, we fell to who we were, and we're gaining that knowledge back in these last days amongst his darkness. Because like the scripture says, the Lord has cast a dark cast, roughly paraphrasing, over the earth. And one way that Esau destroys us by not knowing who we are, by our ignorance, is our food. And let me see something real quick. Let me get Deuteronomy 28. We're going to some of the plagues, the curses, due to not knowing, and some of the prophecy that was going to happen. So I'm going to get Deuteronomy 28 and 1. I'm going to read to verse 15. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligent to the Lord, to the voice of thy Lord thy power, to observe and do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. So-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans, we go to the other nations for the one of all things. So being blindsided, not knowing who we are, and then being in a sheep state, if I'm not mistaken, basically being a servant, being a subservient state that need and want. Now we've been blindsided because we don't know who we are. So the goodies and the presents and the gifts that Esau has given us has blinded us and confused us. So now, Jake has a problem with cutting back on some of those insatiable desires that Jake has. So it says, and all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee, if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy power. Blessed shall thou be in the city. Clearly not that. When you look at Jake in the city, it's a lot of crime. Jake is fleeing from the city. And everybody knows, if you want to really, live in some type of peace, you have to leave the city. You have to leave Jake and live in like somewhat of a multitude of people a mixed, so-called mixed crowd. And blessed thou shalt thou be in the field. And even when you go to these country areas, Jake is through. Jake is, drugging, drinking, fat. They're lazy. And a lot of what happened has Jake has lost their lands out there, in the country, in the field. Blessed shall it be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. So substance. But, Jake is not dwelling good. Blessed shall that be thy basket and thy store. Blessed shall thou be when thou comest in, and blessed shall thou be when thou goest out. We're fucked when we're born, and we're fucked when we're out. We're in debt when we leave and die. The Lord shall cause thy enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face. Yo, come on, man. That's damn sure not happening. We're being smitten. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways. Hey, Esau's coming at us at all angles. So you get the point. These are the blessings. But, for some reason, Jake always hollering about that they're blessed, which you're evidently not. So it's going to jump around. I just want to get the point where the Lord is going to send plagues and sicknesses upon our people. Well, matter of fact, let me Deuteronomy 28:38. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shalt gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shall neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes. The worms shall eat them. So again, we have nothing. Our Jake don't even know how to crop, grow, and farm. Our land is taken. The little bit of land that we had here in America, Esau took it, stole it from us, robbed us for it. And, Esau moved you, kept you moving, So Jake always been moving and not able to, establish anything. And, they move you into those cities to the concrete, jungle, concrete. Can't plant anything. And then a bunch of crime. And then they gentrify you, then they move you again. So again, Jake not knowing really anything about, anything on the land, anything about animals. So Jake, again, when all hell breaks loose, Jake is going to be in a miserable case. Yeah, all thy trees and fruit of thy land shall the locust consume. Again, we don't. It's very rare you hear kids or Jake just, the mindset of Jake in this society is consume, consume, consume. Walmart, fast food, pizza, eating out. 1 in the morning they go to the Wawa, the Sheets, your Royal Farms, etc. So it says, hold on real quick. So let me see. So 28, Deuteronomy 28:59. Then the Lord will make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. And Jake is ridden with sicknesses and diseases. Moreover, he will bring upon thee all the diseases of Egypt, which thou was afraid of, and they shall cleave unto thee. Also every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, then will the Lord bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. Let me see. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, This verse 65. Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give there a trembling heart, and falling of failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shall have none concerns of thy life. And again, going back, matter of fact, fast food. Damn. Hold on real quick. This is a list of health issues. Just trying to find a list. So let me see. Here it is. Compared to their white counterparts, so-called African American are genuinely at higher risk for heart diseases, stroke, cancer, asthma, influenza, pneumonia, diabetes, and HIV/AIDS. Yeah, diabetes, sickle cell anemia, cancer, heart disease, stroke, asthma. Let me see. Yeah, the best way to combat obesity is education on healthy eating and improved sleep and improving access to regular exercise. But Jake is not exercised. Jake is not taught about these things. The scripture talks about, eating herbs, eating, vegetable, eating fruits, you know, um, not being greedy with meats, having a balance, etc., and working out. Again, Jake, the normal talk of Jake is not anything about planning or eating healthy. All Jake want to do is smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, smoke black and milds. Women, they consume. They're all into their phones. They're worried about the next woman. They're worried about the next whore. They're worried about the Joneses loving hip hop. The same thing with the so-called man. They're even. It's very sad these days because me and the bros be getting up at times. We be out and about, and we just see a lot of older so-called black men. They just don't care about their health. They got them fucking big ass bellies. They don't care about working out. They don't run. We we all laugh. 'Cause we always laugh like, yo, if them niggas threw two punches, they're out of breath, man. They're smoking cigars. They're trying to keep up with the fashion. The only thing they worry about is clothes, money, riches, trying to make it, cars, etc. But when it comes down to the health, that's in the last, thing in the back of their minds. So that's why Jake die. That's why Jake have heart disease. All Jake know that when you wake up, you hawk down fucking breakfast, a big ass plate of bullshit. Then what is it? Brunch, then lunch, and then throughout the day, after between the hours after lunch until dinner, do you get home and cook some dinner or you eat out again? You're eating bullshit. Every time you eat, that spikes your insulin. And Jake doesn't go around eating fruit. When you go to certain different parts of these countries, the majority of their stands are fruit. You know, it's a very new thing now because Esau's putting up those fast food chains across the four corners, and that's why lately everybody, there's been an article going on and going around why obesity is growing, but that's due to Esau's the way that he conjure up this food, and this food that Esau and conjure up is demonic. That's why they call it FDA. What is it? Food, drugs, and what is it? Administration, etc. If I'm not mistaken. But again, yeah, physical inactivity, moral behaviors, such as physical inactivity, tobacco use, excessive alcohol use, and inadequate nutrition. Because again, what is it? Food stamps and bad parenting. And again, our mothers, man, come on, man. Yo, moms don't cook food no more, man. And that was the last even in my generation, my grandmother barely cooked. And my mother, she barely cooked, man. So we pretty much had to learn how to cook at a young age. But the point is, mothers are not cooking proper ingredients. Again, you're allowed to eat ice cream, hot pockets, your microwave dinners, candy, snacks, crackers, everything that's white sugar, white carbs, never no vegetables. I mean, damn, it's sad because a lot of things that I'm learning about now, I'm learning in my 30s. Stuff that I never heard when I was young, growing up. And again, Jake is again, this the health factor of so-called blacks and Latinos and Hispanics is just going away. A lot of our foreparents, they knew the importance of nutrition. You can't go anywhere if your body's fucked up or at ease and got a disease. So it's the biggest health issue in America: heart disease and stroke. Because again, everything here in America is, the sugar, carbs, meat, that all goes to the blocking of the cells, your blood cells, especially the string of liquid that people that everybody has took, and due to the lies of Esau. So all of this is going to, when you smoke, it messes with your heart. When you eat a lot of meat, it messes with your heart. Eat a lot of sugar, it messes with your heart. You got to pretty much look at it like if you take say you were frying something. Well, that's another thing: frying food, vegetable oil, cotton oil, shit, all those chips, whatever. And that's one thing I'm trying to kick that habit too, eating fucking chips, man. What is it? When you would, your mom would slap you in the back of the head, or you would get your ass whooped if you took a whole pan of grease after cooking, frying some chicken, then you throw it down the drain. And I always use this what is it? This comparison. Every time you eat that white sugar, every time you eat a lot of meat, every time you eat all that cholesterol, that's like pouring oil down the drain. And eventually what happens is that it'll clog up your arteries. It clogs up your oxygen in your body. And that's what causes diabetes. That what causes a lot of health problems. And again, and one thing that we all hate doing, and I had to make myself kind of enjoy it. But one thing that Jake lacks is fucking running, man. You go to those Edomite neighborhoods, and I didn't mean to make this video so long, but this health is very important, and I know a lot of bros is getting back on their health. Walking, running, jogging. Being in the gym. Working out, taking what you call it, forms of fighting arts. So again, health is very important, and me, I've been trying to cut a lot of weight, so I've been juicing. And damn it, man, it's sad. Again, I say it's sad because well, I know the elders been saying that, but again, we're stubborn, man. But prior to this truth, I never heard anything about juicing. You take your beets, you take when everybody look at beets like, ugh, beets are fucking disgusting. And even Jake, man, I take I juice in the morning usually, and or at night have my juice ready in the morning. And I usually, this is a code, not a code, but this is like a method, a remedy that I use. I usually I cut some beets up. I usually use about 2, or whole beet, celery, cucumber, ginger, lemon. Then I cut up about 2, 3 apples. I'm telling you, that shit is good as hell. A lot of times too, another thing you can do is celery, cucumber, and ginger and apples. About 2 apples. And anything you want to like sweeten, you could use either pineapples or or use apples. But let me see. Obesity, smoking, substance use, and chronic stress. Yeah, a lot of Jake is using substance abuse, and again, a lot of poor bad habits, man. But I'm gonna end it with this. So it says Sirach 13 and 15. Matter of fact, let me see something. Yep. So it says Sirach 30. Shalaki. I'm sorry, verse. Oh shit. Let me see. Nah, nah, nah. So it says, better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. So again, this whole notion that we can get rich, 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 rich. Like look at Zion fucking Williamson, man. He's having weight problems. He's having a lot of problems. You look at James Toney. You look at a lot of guys, man. They have a food addiction. Here it is. They have all this money, so-called money, riches, but their mind, they just don't got it, man. A lot of guys they got money, but again, they got diabetes. Their leg is ready to be amputated. They're hurting. They're plagued with migraines, etc. Then they go to the doctor. They prescribe them with all a bunch of bullshit medicines, which is showing their bodies even worse. But it says, so it's very important that you have a sound mind. When the Lord has waking you up to this truth, man, it's very important that you consider your health. And I'm really serious about running, jogging, being outside. You can fucking kayak, man. There's a lot of things you can do, man. Learn what you call it as a man. Learn a martial arts. I'm gonna tell you something too, man, because it's good to be boxing or like bro would say Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Because once you be around competitive men, it's something about not you don't want to get your ass whooped, or it's something about you don't want to get tired when you got somebody in front of you, and that he's not tired and you fucking gasping for air out of breath. That does something to your fucking mind. Like listen. All them people all this drinking I was doing, all that eating I gotta stop that shit, man. Because when you get in that ring, it's something that it should tell your mind, whatever I'm doing, I gotta stop, so I can increase my fucking stamina, so my body can get used to this, man. Cause nobody wants to get their fucking ass whooped. So it says, better health and good estate of body above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. You see that? Death is better than a bitter life or continual sickness, man. You see that? So there's nothing sweet about you having $1 million. How Jake say having a fucking $1 million, but you got fucking cancer. And shit, you back and forth in the emergency room getting getting tubes stuck down your throat, getting operations done on you. There ain't nothing sweet about that, man. See, this is something that your doctor's never really gonna tell you, because this is the infrastructure that feeds off the sick and the stupidity of our people. As a Jake, as an Israelite, you have to fucking run. As an Israelite, you have to eat healthy fruits, vegetables. Don't be eating all that fucking meat. The meat is fucked up here. Shit, a lot of the vegetables are fake. A lot of the fruits are fake, so you really have to, do diligent search. Um, and women, man, you women ought to really be eating fruits and vegetables, not eating a lot of meat, not smoking the cigarettes, not trying to, not stressing. And another thing, women should be learning how to really do a lot of womanly things, meaning like sewing, cooking, cooking. A lot of women should know about how you call it, the importance of certain fruits and vegetables, because really that's one of your duties to be cooking. You're cooking for your men, cooking for your husband. As a man, he will have you cook for the nation, other men, other families. So women are supposed to be on point. Women is supposed to be, helpful, needy, helpful for the so-called community. You know what I mean? So, this mindset now, these fucking women, they can just be in the house all day or set up on OnlyFans and just be on their phones and just be a selfish little bitch. I mean, that's stressing in itself. You don't need nobody. You're strong and independent. That causes cortisol, the overwork, and that's why a lot of these bitches are fucking, because they're stressed the fuck out. That's why a lot of these bitches they're not happy and they're not living well. But that was it, man. Like I said, I didn't mean to go on this long, but seeing that video, the fast food genocide, it kind of, struck me in the spirit, like, yo, Jake is really fucking dying out here, and Jake is just they're stupid as hell. But with that, I'm gonna say shalom.